Hello, Stefania.
Hello.
Welcome to the
Nice.
interview today. So I want to introduce Stephanie to my network. And Stephanie is an architect, and she used Bazi and Feng Shui applying to design her design. And she's also the founder of ASHA Design. So Stephanie, can you share a little bit about you and your background and what you're doing with your work?
Hello, first of all, thank you for having me here. I've been dreaming about being an architect since I was a teenager. And I started doing the work and finished the college and started working, but something was missing. Then I found this Chinese metaphysics and especially Feng Shui. And I feel like it completes my work with architecture, which I love. It's just about the walls, the decorations, about physical beauty. But with Feng Shui, this whole art gets to a next level. You can feel the energy in the house. You can make it nourish you. And then after finding Feng Shui, this wasn't enough. I needed Patsu, so Bazi, as you say it. With Bazi, we take our client's chart, his birth chart, and we find out what he needs best to feel fulfilled in his home. Mixing these three, it's like making a home for your soul. It's like making the home is not just the walls. The home is the whole essence of your soul.
Hmm.
So after practicing with this kind of ancient art of the Chinese, I found that what I hoped for my architect dream since I was a teenager, it feels more complete. I was as an architect, I never felt the same joy as my colleagues.
Hmm.
Um, it was something like, well, I like it, but I don't like it, something like that. uh,
Hmm.
if something is missing, you feel like you have a wrong path. And
Yeah.
I started freaking out. What is this? How do I get over? Do I change careers now? Do I start learning something else? But luckily, I found this.
Hmm. Yeah. So like you were in like the position in your life where you feel like you don't know if you continue the passion of being the architect, which is your teenager dream, and then
Exactly.
you felt yourself like freak out because now you don't feel passion about it anymore.
Exactly.
Is that
And
something wrong with you or something you choose?
exactly.
Yeah.
But
It,
at the same time, it was a mixed feeling because I was asking myself, what do I want to be? An architect. Well, okay, but how do you want to be an architect without being one? And
mm,
I had a year or two where I was really freaking out, as you say. I
mm,
was ready to leave it all behind, to abandon it. Luckily, I found this.
mm.
And I'm really
So
helping people on another level now.
yeah. So how do you file Chinese metaphysics? This is from the East, and you are from Romania, and I bet that in Romania this is not something that popular.
It's starting being popular. Actually, I
Mm,
found it through my sister's boyfriend. It's a long journey, but we are having here a lot of Feng Shui consultants. My master, my teacher, learned with Joe Yap, and he's
mm,
doing this consulting, but he's a medical doctor. He's not an architect. So there's something missing there too. When we first met, he said, "This is awesome. You can combine these two. You can take it to a whole new level because we're often doing feng shui houses from scratch, meaning
mm,
we first decide what energy that person needs, and after that we're doing the house.
mm,
Most of the time what he experienced was that that the architect didn't follow through because you can't understand the whole thing if you're not a professional. But when I'm doing a feng shui now, I can see the whole house as it should be, correct, with architecture characteristics, and then with feng shui.
Yeah. How was the process of you when designing a house or, a building for your clients before with that feng shui? How it looked like,
Without,
and yeah, with that feng shui.
um, it was a bit unclear. I knew all the rules. I knew what I wanted to do, what I thought was beautiful. I was designing. I would ask them what styles do you want, but there was
Mm,
something missing there too because I can ask you what's your favorite interior design, and you say three words, but then you have 10 different choices you can make. And I was
mm,
always fishing in a barrel. Okay, let's say this works. It wasn't personalized. The same
mm,
house could fit 10 or 20 people.
mm. Yeah.
And
So
now you
before,
can
yeah.
say
So before, it's like the way that you design is based on your clients. They favorite on colors or material or something, and that's all.
exactly. That's all. I'm still including this because the client gets what he wants, but I can offer him now a whole new level of beauty, so I can
Mm.
say.
Yeah. So in your introduction, you mentioned that feng shui is something that put the soul in the house or in your design. How do you
Yes.
describe that?
Well, it actually starts with the patsu because what I found in practicing feng shui is that your current house, your current feng shui, reflects your karma or your destiny, where you are in life. For example, if you have a bad relationship with money, your feng shui will tell me that. I can make you your analysis and I can see that you are missing the prosperity sector, you are missing the relationship sector, for example.
Mm.
And this is strictly connected to the patsu. Patsu, it's about our life journey and our soul. So a reading with this trajectory, with your birth chart, with your date of birth, then with your house, with your current lessons, and then translating it into walls and furniture and colors. This is how I make sure that the soul of my client is really understood in that house because oftentimes we as people don't understand our soul
Mm. Yeah.
and
That's
we
why, like,
say
yeah. Yeah, I guess the same because sometimes we know, okay, I want this, but we don't have, the energy or the driven to do something to say that, okay, this is good for us. So
exactly.
can you explain more about that? Is this something, is there any problem with our energy or the
uh
environment that we live
s-
in?
yes, sometimes yes, because if we grew up and we were more unclear with our lives, we developed as such. So I was being unclear. Then I attracted a house that has an unclear feng shui. So it is strictly
Mm,
connected. So when I do the analysis, I can see when I see a chart, I can really see you are not thinking clearly. This is how it's
mm,
connected. And yes, our feng shui affects us because we put our energy inside our house and the house gives it back to us. So it's a cycle, somehow like that. When I'm intervening with my feng shui analysis and with my recommendations, I'm changing that. So my house will start to give back something else, and then I can make a real change.
mm.
It's something that I experienced too. I was trying with architecture, with therapy, with coaching, with anything I could, and nothing changed until I found feng shui and started putting the work in the feng shui. I couldn't change nothing in my life.
Mm, yeah. So I have one question. If some people who don't know about feng shui, they think that is a little bit superstition, right? So how do you explain that this is not based on superstition?
Well, actually, I was one of those persons. I heard
Yeah.
about Feng Shui almost 10 years ago, but everything was with little frogs, little cats. You have to have a red wallet to have money, and it felt like it was insulting my intelligence. This can't work like this. I can't have a red door and then I will have money. I can have, for example, if you put a mirror, a bagua mirror, you can't have energy with that mirror. And
Mm,
I heard about Feng Shui a long time ago, but being mixed with this kind of commercials, so to say, I stayed apart from it. The first time I heard my master on TV, actually, he was saying that this is not real Feng Shui. This is just cheap plastic that you can expect to change that, to have this kind of statue to change your life. And I started thinking, okay, so there must be more. Let me find out what it is. And after starting studying, after seeing my clients, after seeing the changes on my skin, I started believing. To be honest, I started believing in Feng Shui actually 6 months after applying it on me. So I was
mm,
practicing, I was
mm,
selling it, but when I felt it changing my life, there was no doubt. So
mm,
actually, Feng Shui is not a religion. It doesn't need you to believe in it. Actually, the richest people in the world have Feng Shui in their homes, in their firms, because businessmen have another way of thinking. They say
mm,
something like this: I don't need it to believe in it. If this can help me, I'll give it a try. If it helps me, okay. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter.
mm. Yeah,
So
that's
you
true.
don't need to believe it.
Mm,
You just
yeah.
have to see it work.
Yeah. So because like before I know about Feng Shui, I was raised in a in a Catholic family. So in
Mm-hmm.
Catholic religion, we don't believe in superstition and like put all the statues or stones to make us more wealthy and other things. We need to put God first. And when I told my parents about, okay, I will have a Feng Shui analysis with you, my parents
Mm-hmm.
like they freak out. They say like, am
Oh,
I going to abandon my religion and follow devil or something? And it's really funny. And then I asked one of my friends, and he studied in the church for around 10 years, and I asked him, if I ask for feng shui analysis, is this something that go against the religion? And he say to me, no. He say like feng shui is something, is science, it's based on
exactly.
science. Yeah. And it's not something that's superstition. If you apply it the right way, it can help your life. So since then I be more confident to to work with you. And then
Yeah,
after and we worked together, I think in August. I remember it's in August
something
or
like that.
July. Yeah. And
Something like
after 3 months I start feeling change in my energy, basically, like,
exactly.
yeah. So before I share my change after applying feng shui in my environment, I would like to hear about yours. Like how was your life before and after 6 months when you apply what you know about feng shui to your environment?
Well, let me tell you something about what you said with religion first. Feng Shui uses the natural energy with mountains and waters, so that's why you don't need the little statue. It doesn't compare with the whole mountain or with the lake or with an ocean. My life before Feng Shui. So I was saying that if you have a problem with money, for example, you will have something like a missing sector or some bad stars in that sector. My first Feng Shui analysis was a house with three missing sectors, with my money sector missing, with my relationship sector missing, and with my healing sector missing. Actually, I was employed, but with a very low salary. I was single for a few years then, and my health was really bad. So that was what my life was. It I was not happy, let me tell you. I was not happy. I was determined to work. I was determined to do the things I need to do so I can fix all of those areas in my life. After having my Feng Shui analysis, my life didn't improve in 1 month, because Feng Shui, what it does, it amplifies the energy. And if you have the strength to work with your issues, because I wasn't having money, because I had a bad relationship with money. I thought money was dirty. Money was, you have to work really, really, really hard to get it. After seeing what it meant, I started working with what Feng Shui gave me in therapy, and I changed my programming. My house helped me. My house brought me all the opportunities I need to get those things fixed. So it's not, if you want to have Feng Shui done for a partner, Feng Shui will not deliver your boyfriend at your door. Will not deliver some cash,
Yeah.
some big treasure at your door. You still have to go to do the work. So
Mm.
if we're
Yeah.
so my video is having some problems, no?
No, it's fine.
No? Oh, okay. So if you are an entrepreneur, let's say you're an entrepreneur, and we're doing a feng shui for that, you still have to have new ideas. You still need to have the courage to put them in practice. Otherwise, you have a whole activation with some water tank, and it's just that your life won't
Mm.
change if you don't do the work. So,
Yeah.
Feng Shui works with what you want it to work.
Mm.
If
Yeah, that's
you
right.
stay, imagine I was wanting to have a boyfriend, but I wasn't going on any dates. I wasn't chatting with anyone. If someone talked to me, I was, oh no, leave me alone. It doesn't
Yeah.
work like that. And after seeing all those things about me, and after working with myself, after being proactive with my life, things started to change, but in a very soft manner.
Mm.
I wasn't seeing the feng shui working from day to day, but when I made a comparison with 6 months ago, I was saying, oh my God, this is not my life as it used to be. So it's soft when it works okay. It lets
Mm.
you get used to it. It gives you time to adapt. Because if I take you now and put you in a perfect feng shui, you won't resonate with it. You have to evolve so you can resonate with a very, very, very good feng shui.
Mm. Mm. So it's like they need to be like interaction between the environment that you in and yourself. You cannot expect
Exactly.
something like you cannot expect that your environment or everything change if you don't do any work on yourself, on your mindset, or work on your skills and other things. If you don't take
Exactly.
action, yeah. But
Exactly.
also the same if you put yourself um in a place where you try everything. You work on your dream, you studying, you try
Mm-hmm.
to improve yourself, and nothing seems to change. Maybe you can
That's your
consider,
environment.
yeah, yeah. Maybe
Then
you
it's
can
your environment.
yeah. That's. I think that was my place where I decided to work with you. And before
Yes,
I share
you're
my story,
working. Yes.
and before I share my story, I want to hear about how your life would change after that.
Well,
Before you wasn't happy with your work, you earn little, and
exactly.
uh, you didn't have good relationships before, and
No.
after that, what happened?
Well, after that, I started thinking, let's take the career first because that was very important. I started thinking, okay, what am I doing with my life? Where am I going? Uh, I started thinking about how can I quit my job and start my own firm. Now I'm having this firm. I help a lot of clients with my feng shui. I help a lot of clients with my patsu and with my interior design and architecture. I'm doing all these things combined. So the
Mm,
difference now is that I have freedom to decide for my own. This for me is wonderful. The
mm,
money. the money can compare. I'm not going to talk about this now, but it can compare because now I know if I work harder, I will get more money. Before that, no matter how hard I was working, the money was the same. And
Mm.
I ended up going home and thinking about my what am I going to do with my relationships. Now I'm in a relationship, in a happy relationship. Uh, Furthermore, the relationship with my friends changed. I started
Mm.
meeting more people or calling old friends. Now I have opportunities coming from friends that I haven't spoken to in 2 or 3 years. I'm having
Mm.
opportunities overseas. So even this relationship with you that I'm having now, it's also from Feng Shui because it gives you the chance to click with someone.
Mm.
I am more aware of myself in all my relationships because that was the problem. When I met someone, even partner or friends, I felt like I was losing myself. Now I'm more stable thanks to Feng Shui and
Mm.
working with myself. And with my health, I am more healthier now. I am way healthier. I am,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. It's been a lot of work, and there will be more work because even though uh, I'm having my house with the feng shui analysis for a year, it's not perfect, so I can go even more higher with my standards in life.
Mm.
So feng shui, for me at least, it's a whole life process.
Mm.
It's an
Yes.
evolution process.
I have another question. Like, do you need to
Tell me.
change your feng shui every 6 months, every 3 months, or every year, or how often do you change your environment?
Well, it's a good question. After you feel you have taken everything from that feng shui, you don't necessarily have to you don't necessarily have to change your house. You can do another activation. So after the first time you have a feng shui, you say, okay, I want this and that. After you get those things, maybe some other needs start to appear. And if you feel like you can go further on your own, you do a feng shui and you change your priorities. So, feng shui
Mm.
needs to be updated every time you need to change your priorities,
Mm.
something like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
your house, good that it's a good idea to change your house when you feel like you've completed your mission with a certain feng shui, because any house has a limit of energy. You can use 10%, 20%, but when you get to 100% and you can't move up, then you know it's time to change houses. But
Oh, really?
it can take
Like,
years. Yes,
I
yes, yes.
oh, so like we need to move to another place. That's what you mean? If like you
Yes,
already
yes.
activate 100% of the house, but it still cannot
Exactly.
help you to the next level.
Exactly, exactly.
Mm.
Because, well, after I did my first feng shui, I moved out of that apartment in a year. Because, as I was saying, I didn't have a relationship sector, as this means I wasn't having a room in my house that had that
Mm.
sector. And anything that I did there, that sector, that room, that physical space cannot be activated with the statue or with the mirror. So I
Mm.
needed to change houses so I can get to that next level.
Mm. Interesting. Like for many people, they buy a house or they buy an apartment and they expect to live in that apartment or in that house for a really long time, for like 20 years, 30 years with their family and other things. And now you suggest that if like it's good to also change your environment if you want to go
Yes,
to next level.
actually, it depends. It is a very good feng shui inside that house. You don't need to change it. So you can get to a level that your feng shui resonates with you and helps you, that you can live there 20 years. But for me, and as I saw
Mm.
in my clients, it's really hard to have a perfect feng shui from your first apartment you live in,
Mm.
because you have to work. So if you work hard enough and if you have your life in order, you know what you want, you know your direction, you can go and find a house that has a very, very good feng shui. I was saying that now I'm doing architecture combined with feng shui. This means we first decide the energy of the house, and then we build the walls again around it. This means that that energy is so good for you that whatever you decide, you can take from that house. So
Mm.
it's not okay, you live in a house for 5 years, then you move. No, you can get to that level where you find a house that suits you.
Mm, yeah. And before I working with you, working with a Feng Shui analyst, I thought that I need to change my furniture or change the whole house in order to get a good Feng Shui. But after I work with you, I realized, oh my God, it's so simple. Just like a little bit
Yeah,
change in my room, and basically, it's not the whole house. It's just
no.
where I spend most of my time. Maybe you can share a little bit about how a feng shui analysis look like, and is it complicated or something to all of the audience here?
Um, a feng shui looks more like Sudoku for me. It's calculating the facing of the building. You have 8 sectors with 8 different teams. Then you have some stars. The stars are a kind of energy, and those stars combine with each other and makes it a good sector, a bad sector, something you can use, for example, for piano playing as you do, something you can use for architecture. Um, and what is very, very important in Feng Shui, it's not how the furniture looks. It's more about where do you spend time doing a certain activity. So if you want to have more money teaching piano, I can put you go sleep there, sleep in that bed, and you'll make money like that. No, sleeping is for health and
Yeah,
relationships. And your office, your desk, your computer, your piano, I place them on the stars that resonate with that activity. So when you're placing yourself on that piano, the artist came to you, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So thank you so much for sharing all of this expertise with us. And now I want to share with the audience here and your audience on how doing a feng shui analysis with you helped me and changed my personal
Yeah,
life. So before I know about feng shui, I also have that doubtful thinking that they would be this is something like superstition, because in Vietnam I see that people do feng shui very in a very superstitious way. They buy,
exactly. With
yeah, they buy statues, or I have a friend who sell, bracelets and and I don't believe in those things actually, and I don't
no,
think
they
that it
don't
will work.
work.
Yeah, and when I ask you and you say that it personally changed your life, and then I want to try. Okay, I want to try, because at that time I was in the time in my life where um I want to create another version of me, and I try my best to change into, like, I know what I want. I'm a very self-assured person. I very clear about what I want, and but I don't have that amount of energy to do the work,
Yes,
so I have a team with me working with me, like 5 people working with me. I know I need to grow my team. I need to scale up the business and all of that. I know what to do, and I am doing all the things, but like I don't have the type of energy that I can continue it for a long time. I started to feel very frustrated with my work, with the team, with people. I very easily to get angry and irritated by my
Mm-hmm.
by people and by many things. Even so it was a point where I don't have the amount of energy to carry the work and the
Yes.
vision that I want to
That
do for
was
my
from
life.
your PATS chart. I know your PATS chart, and that was from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So I work with Coleman. He's a Bazi reader, and he
Yes,
has a suggestion on me on my personal birth chart that I have a weak
day
water
master.
energy. Yeah, day
Yeah,
master. And in order to help me to lift my energy up, I need to do combine with Feng Shui.
yeah.
And yeah, basically that time I didn't believe that much, but okay, I want to try. And after working with you, I see it's very
Mm-hmm.
simple. Changing the position of some furnitures, and that's all. I don't need to do much
Mm-hmm.
expensive thing like buying
Exactly.
very luxury things to put in my house and in a
Mm-hmm.
superstitious way. It's just very simple, just arranging a little bit on my space.
Yes.
And then after I think after the first month, I start seeing change in my energy. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel angry like before. I feel I have more energy to work and to work on my visions and all the ideas I have. And after 2 years, I feel like my energy like moving stronger and stronger as time
Mm-hmm.
goes by.
Exactly.
And yeah, and from a place where I feel frustrated with my work, I have low energy. I feel I want to give up. And
Mm-hmm.
also with the position where I don't want to connect a lot with people, to the
Yeah.
place where now I have the energy to go to an uh, now I'm applying to a venture capital,
Mm-hmm.
and I will join that venture capital next this month. And I have the opportunities to meet many entrepreneurs and also very talented people. And I feel like my work and my energy is higher. The relationships around me related to career, it's still like
Mm-hmm.
it's lifted me up to the way that I want. But before
Mm-hmm.
even I know what I want, I just don't have enough energy to
Exactly.
go
It
after that.
it doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you really, really want something so bad. If your environment doesn't support you, if you're tired all the time, if your feng shui doesn't feed you and if it consumes you, as it was your case, you barely
Mhm.
get out of bed. I know I've experienced this. It's really hard, and I started thinking, oh my god, I'm not ambitious enough, I don't want it bad
Yeah,
enough. I was
yeah.
blaming myself. That's why
Mm.
doing this with feng shui can really, really help you. And then you can start seeing, okay, where do I have to adjust? Where do I have to put my limits? Now you still have a weekday master. That's your structure, that's your patsu. But now you know, okay, now I'm feeling tired, I go to bed. I don't
Mm.
go into work so hard because I'm blaming myself that I don't do enough.
Yeah. And also I know I discover one thing. If I have weekday master,
Mm-hmm.
I personally cannot handle a heavy load of work, but I can
Mm-hmm.
use people and tools
Exactly.
and technology to leverage. I don't need,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't have the amount of energy to handle all the things by myself. I can use other people and other tools in order to help me. And that's
Exactly.
how knowing about your personal chart and what beneficial for you is really help you to know what to do
Mm-hmm.
uh, with your life. So I think like
Exactly.
now I'm someone now I'm very enthusiastic about Bazu, about Chinese
Mm-hmm.
metaphysics after working with you and Coleman and other masters. So now I'm really, really enthusiastic in this field. I read a lot about it. I watch a lot of videos about it, and I know that it's
Mm-hmm.
not superstitious. So
It's
thank you.
science.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing, and I really appreciate your work and what you're
Thank you.
doing. I know that you are doing this because you know it will help people, because it's helped you
Yes,
already, and you want to share this
exactly.
mission, and you want to help other
Exactly.
people too. Yeah. So I want to
This is
share
the
your
best
information.
this is the best satisfaction for me, helping people.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to share Stephanie context for the audience here. If you want to work personally with Stephanie on activation, your environment, your feng shui, and know about what stops you from, achieving what you want, or you have any problem with your personal life, you maybe you try your best, you do every work that you need to do, and nothing seems to change. Maybe you can apply feng shui, applying, arranging a little bit about your environment to help you change your energy. So, do you have any words for all the audience here before we end the interview?
Well, actually, don't lose hope. And if you have a life, as you're saying, if you're trying everything, give this a try, because you don't have to believe it. It can prove to you in time that it works. And when you really want something so bad and nothing works, you don't lose anything if you try one more stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Try everything and you will
Exactly.
see the results. So, everyone, you can contact Stephanie on her
Thank
Facebook
you.
page, ASHA Design, or email or Instagram. And I hope that all the audience here, you after working with her, you will see the transformation in your life. And thank you, Stephanie,
Thank
for
you
doing
for
this
having
work.
me.
Yeah, thank you, and goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Have a good night. And
You
thank you.
too. Yeah.